Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about this book that I'm really interested in. I didn't put it in my last book video because it's not a herbal book per se, but if you're interested in health, anybody that's interested in anything to do with health, I advise you or recommend you this book. It's called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. From the title you probably can't guess, you're probably thinking what kind of book she recommended us, but it's to do with stress. And stress is one of the main contributors to things like heart disease and many other diseases. And heart disease is one of the #1 killers in the developed world. So in the UK, in the United States, it's one of the #1 killers. So anything that we can learn about that will help us to understand how to better deal with chronic diseases like this, I think is important. So I've known about this book for years. I learned about it when I first went to uni, I think. I only got it last year, and I have to admit I'm not that far in. I haven't finished it yet, and that's not because it's not a good book. It's just that I'm a really rubbish reader. I take so long to read. No matter how good the book is, I will find a way to put it down and take ages to pick it back up again. But I've been reading it for the last week and it's amazing. It's just really opening my eyes a lot to the effect that stress can have on our body, and it's so underrated. And it's not really often talked about, and I think I want to just push it a bit more. It speaks in detail about the effects that it has on each system of the body and why. It's quite scientific, but I love the way this author writes because he puts it in a way that you can understand. He breaks it down and he refers back to things that he's spoken about earlier. So it's really good, really, really, really good. I'm going to read one passage from it and then I'll break it down into what it's saying. So it says, "It's one of those unexpected emergencies. You're walking down the street on your way to meet a friend for dinner. You're already thinking about what you'd like to eat. You're savouring your hunger. Come around the corner and, oh no, a lion." And as we now know, activities throughout your body shift immediately to meet the crisis. Your digestive tract shuts down and your breathing rate skyrockets. Secretion of sex hormones is inhibited, while adrenaline and noradrenaline and glucocorticoids pour into the bloodstream. And if your legs are going to save you, one of the most important additional things that better be going on is an increase in your cardiovascular output in order to deliver oxygen and energy to those exercising muscles. So I know that's a mouthful there. It's got some words that you might not understand, but when you read the rest of the book, you'll understand it by the time you get to this section, if that makes sense. So imagine that scenario. You're walking down the street and then you meet a lion. It's probably very unlikely in this day and age, but you meet a lion. So immediately, to save your life, you're either going to have to run from that lion or fight that lion. You're probably going to be running from the lion. So in order to do that, your body needs to go through a set of processes that is going to enable you to run away from that lion. So things that are not important are going to shut down. So you don't need to be digesting food at this time. It's going to shut down. You don't need to be thinking about sex hormones or reproducing at this time. It's going to shut down. Your blood pressure is going to increase. Your heart rate is going to increase in order to pump blood around to get to the muscles for you to run away. Your breathing rate is going to go up, and you're going to get a lot of like adrenaline and sugar and glucose in your bloodstream for you to have that energy to run away. So this is fine. If you're running away from a lion, you're going to have all those changes going to happen. You're going to get away from the lion, you're going to get to safety, and then everything's going to go back to normal. It's going to be fine. But in this day and age, we don't face this kind of stress anymore. The stresses that we face are mainly psychological. So it could be work stress, thinking about how you're going to pay the bills kind of stress, thinking about, relationship stress, family stress. These are the stresses that we face. And unlike the stresses of running away from a lion, with this kind of stress, we don't shut them off. So the event doesn't happen and then shut down and everything goes back to normal. This stress is constant. It's constant, and whether you're running away from a lion or you're thinking about how you're going to pay your bills next month, the same processes are going to be going on in the body. The bad thing is that they're not going to shut down. They're going to be consistent. So imagine you're consistently having poor digestion. Like imagine your digestion is consistently on the back burner and it's not the main priority. Imagine you're consistently shutting down your sex hormones. Imagine your immune system's constantly, rubbish. Imagine there's a lot of sugar in your bloodstream constantly. Imagine your blood pressure is always high, your heart rate is always high. Obviously you can imagine this can lead to so many different diseases. So this book is amazing in how it just breaks down each of these processes, and it can help you to better understand what you go through on a day-to-day basis and how you can better deal with stress. You ever heard of those people that seem so healthy, they've got a great diet, everything seems fine, but they, you know, they just get a heart attack or they get a stroke, and you're like, what? Like, what happened? And sometimes that can be explained by stress. Never underestimate the power that stress can have over your body. Yeah, get this book. If you've read it already, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't read it and you're going to read it, let me know what you do think about it when you do read it. If you've got any questions about what I said, then write them in the comments below. If you'd like a video on the breakdown of what happens in the stressful situation and what happens to our bodies and all the systems of our bodies, then let me know in the comments below. And watch out, because I will hopefully be doing a video soon about the things that we can do to help us to reduce the impact that stress has on our bodies and help us to remain healthy even amidst the everyday stresses that we go through. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.